Hello and welcome to Controversial Coasters with Contriver, a series where I discuss extremely unpopular opinions that I have regarding roller coasters or amusement parks and attempt to justify them even though 90% of the community will disagree with them. In this episode, we are going to be taking a look at what I believe is quite possibly my most disagreeable opinion when it comes to roller coasters yet. Green Lantern, First Flight, and Intamin ZacSpin, formerly located at Six Flags Magic Mountain, was an all-around incredible roller coaster, and was actually in my top 5 at one point. This roller coaster is infamously known amongst the general public and the enthusiast as one of, if not the worst roller coasters in existence. There are countless people out there who claim that this roller coaster was obnoxiously painful and uncomfortable and whatnot, but some of the time, these claims aren't even justifiable. I'm not going to expose anyone specifically, but I have been in multiple conversations with people in which Green Lantern First Flight gets brought up, whether via YouTube comments, Discord, or Instagram DMs, and in these conversations, the other person will agree with the majority that this was one of the worst coasters ever built. But then when I ask them if they've ridden it, or suggest that they could have ridden it once and got a bad ride, they reply and say, "Oh, actually, I've never ridden it." My guy, you literally cannot form an opinion on a roller coaster that you've never ridden. If you've ridden another ZacSpin, then sure, you might be able to form an opinion, but realistically, how many people have actually gone to Groenland and ridden Insane? And this honestly bothers me a lot, because a lot of the hatred of this coaster is just coming from straight up bandwagoning. Even some people who have ridden it didn't honestly think that it was that bad, but then when everyone else started hating it, they just joined in on it. And to justify this, I want to take a look back at the majority of the reviews of Green Lantern First Flight when it opened to the public in 2011. There were raving positive reviews from both enthusiasts and the general public alike. So many people loved this ride, and granted, this was before the ride's vehicle modifications, but even after the additional weight to the trains was added, people still loved this ride. But unfortunately, it seems that the majority of people never experienced it before the modifications, and when a few people started hating it, it just escalated to a point to where everyone now hated on it, and it was now viewed as a terrible attraction. I am somewhat one to believe that if some people go into a new experience with a fixed expectation, they will be persuaded to just naturally adopt that expected opinion, regardless of what their true thoughts would have been if they had absolutely no expectations prior to riding. Now, yes, I acknowledge that there are several people who have ridden this and generally hated it, but that still doesn't excuse the multiple people out there who simply hopped on the Green Lantern hate train for the sake of sticking with the majority. Anyways, with all of that out of the way, it's time to talk about my review of the actual ride experience. First and foremost, I have ridden this coaster several times, both before and after its vehicle modifications, and I honestly loved it both ways. The lighter trains were more flippy and disorienting like an SNS free spin, and the heavier trains were far more forceful and made for an aggressive and intense ride experience. I absolutely adored the sudden drop after the flat straight track coming out of the lift hill. It literally felt like a mini drop tower, but you were also rotating and dropping like into yourself. Then you rock back and forth, which feels really fun, while you're also bouncing up and down and moving horizontally. The next drop is once again very aggressive and fun, and then it snaps you into the mid-course, which is generally where you'll either be rotated all the way up on your back or staring straight down on your stomach while you catch your breath. The final part of this ride was one of the most intense and out of control experiences I've ever seen on a roller coaster. It thrusts you down out of the mid-course and curves you into a super forceful transition where you will likely experience a full flip here, and then it snaps you around a super tight turn into the final brake run, which will surely give you a super sudden and intense flip. This part is so aggressive you can literally visibly see the entire track segment shake as the train traverses this moment. This coaster was all around incredible, forceful, surprising, unique, and most of all, it wasn't painful at all. From 2011 to 2017, I'd say I've gotten at least a total of 50 rides on this thing, and with its low capacity and long wait times, that's actually kind of hard to do. Then again, it did have a single rider line, which was very helpful. Apart from the ride experience itself, this had one of the most immersive queues of all the rides at Magic Mountain, and I really hope Wonder Woman Flight of Courage utilizes that indoor queue effectively. But anyways, Green Lantern First Flight was a severely underrated roller coaster in my opinion, and I honestly can't wait to travel to Canada to ride this once it reopens as V-Pair, or maybe even go to Europe to ride Insane, or one of the other ZacSpins that are elsewhere on the planet. I'm one of the few people in this community to say this, but I know there are more of you out there who agree. And if you also think that Green Lantern First Flight or Intamin ZacSpins in general are amazing coasters, then definitely be sure to leave a comment down below. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. Even though I'm pretty much expecting 99% of you to disagree with me and say that Green Lantern First Flight was a terrible roller coaster, I'm still gonna go out and ask you to leave a comment about your thoughts or opinions on this infamous ZacSpin. But anyways, if you did end up enjoying the video, then please remember to leave a like and subscribe with the notifications turned on so you'll be alerted whenever I upload a new video. video. But until then, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.